So all that juiciness, y'all just missed. I must have been talking for about 15 minutes. Forgot to hit the damn button. Thought it was automatic once you hit record. My bad. I don't do it often. I'm out here at the Dragonfly Pond. This is what I call it. I don't give a fuck what nobody else call it. This is how I see things in life. You know what I'm saying? Just want to stare it right in the face. They've been out here mating at the end of the season. There's frogs and shit jumping around. But my meditation, I come out here and I sit on this tree stump. This is an old tree stump right here. I wear a lot of red nowadays. I'm working on that root chakra. And a lot of blue. So that's communication as well. But being out here in all this green, this is the heart chakra. This is how I see my inner world manifested outwardly. You feel what I'm saying? It's an outward manifestation. This is where I choose to spend my time, as opposed to being, well, there's not many places you can really be at like that nowadays as far as socially. But out here, there's no social distancing. There is none of that. And this is the height, Sirius just passed. The height of the Sirius star just passed not even a week and a half ago. We just had the Leo new moon last night. But I wanted to share about the messages you get when you sit out here in silence, when you sit anywhere in silence and get that meditation. I sit here by the road. And even though the road is noisy at times, that's just like meditation. Your mind will have that chatter, that monkey mind people call it. And you'll think it's a distraction, but over time, you'll filter it out and you'll just hear the cicadas. You feel what I'm saying? And when I hear the cicadas and the crickets, I get real peaceful out this motherfucker, because it just puts you, that's some natural, universal sound. You feel what I'm saying? Even the frogs. To the wings of the dragonflies when they're buzzing around all this shit, right? But this is also the law of correspondence going on. We got as above, so below. You can't see below the water, just like you can't see inside of a person, right? What goes on underneath it all. And it's the same with the spirit world and the physical world. Now, what these dragonflies are doing and these frogs are out here doing is planting seeds. Now, if we're going to break this down to how it relates to us, these are seeds of intention. And they always make sure they plant enough to where they know some of them are going to get fucked up between now and next year. Whether it's an animal or, like a predator, or the weather itself come around and just scoop it up. If you look down here in this little part of the pond, all those little red swirlies in the water, those are offspring germinating under the water, which turn into these little jokers right here. You see, and you can't really see them unless you stop and look. Right here and right here. And when you step back and you start to see it at this level, you'll start seeing them everywhere. If you look up here, look. There's one there. There's one there. Sometimes you'll have them triple up on. I've seen them out here triple up on certain leaves. And then they turn into the big ones that you hear in the background, making all that noise. That is the fulfillment of a dream or a manifestation. Has to go through a process. That's what we learned down here, is to fine-tune the process, become the process, you know what I'm saying, in your own life and spiritual growth. The waters beneath, that is where the nurturing and all that takes place. That is the feminine part of it. This is the masculine part with all this activity. You feel what I'm saying? You get these kind of insights just being somewhere sitting in silence. I'm speaking mostly to metaphysical, but to metaphysical folks, and just getting into this. These conversations I have with folks who've been in it for a while, we have conversations a little bit deeper than this or whatever. We share insights. But the beauty of seeing the inner you reflected in the outer world. Look at the environments that you take to, you know what I'm saying? What is the vibe that you get there? What is it serving you in your life? How's it helping you grow as an individual? Because there's nothing like you. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's why I named my company Unique Individuals Inc. The purpose behind that is that the people who come to me for work to get my services, they're all unique in their own individuals. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with the average. I deal with people who are starting their journey, are already on their journey, and I help them steer them, or it's just a road stop. My business is a road stop for different entities. I get commissioned by a lot more than just people. Let me put that out there right now. Uh, a lot more than and the shit that been coming through the last couple of days, especially in the dream state, which is the underworld here, which is beneath the surface. As above, so below, law of correspondence. It's amazing when you open yourself up to it. You got to be open to this shit in order to receive it. If you're looking for God, look no further than the inside of yourself. If you're looking for answers, look no further. It's all underneath of the surface. You just got to know how to tap into it, like these dragonflies are doing with their little tails and shit out here, right? And planting your seeds of intention. Somebody jumped out the water over there. You'll be surprised how the universe opens up to you. When I was at the height of all this, which was the height of Sirius star in the sky during the solstice, a hawk lands right across over there, looks at me and flies right over my head. Day before that, there's a nice, beautiful, one of those black butterflies flying right over there. A fox, about right there at the tree. Didn't even see me, he was just walking through here like it wasn't nothing. Shit you don't see in broad daylight. But that's when you know it's magic, because you'll see stuff you don't usually see. It's going to be out of the ordinary. You're going to have out of the ordinary experiences that you can't put into words. It's all about vibrations and tones. It's about that language of unconditional love. That's what you hear out here is unconditional love. You hear that? You hear the breeze. You hear the crickets in the background. You hear the cicadas chime in. It's all the same language, really. You know what I'm saying? It's humans that got it fucked up. We've strayed as a whole, as a community, as a global community. We've strayed very far from the truth. Let me check this, make sure it's still recording. Okay. But I'm pretty much done anyway. I just wanted to share those insights. I hope it helps somebody see something in a different way, so that you can see things in a different way, because that's what it's all about. You don't be following nobody for a motherfucker. You don't follow nobody for shit. You follow your own heart. You follow your own inner guidance or your own GPS. You know what I'm saying? And you be your own individual. You do the things that you love to do, regardless of what anybody else says. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ain't out here fucking with nobody else and theirs, you know what I'm saying? It's all good in my book. You know what I mean? You do your thing. I'll big you up all day long. Because that's what it's about. All this extra shit, people hating and shit. These are people who don't take that time to do the work. And they're so caught up in with, even with this phone and shit like that. I'm one of them people who say, man, it's about that time where we just go back to telepathy. I don't know too many people who even on that level to be like, yeah, let's go work on that. Because I've done it before with, I had a soulmate about 7 years ago. We was on that shit. It was telepathy. When I would think of something, she would answer. Or she would say something, or she would call. You know what I'm saying? It was deep. And being as I've grown over the years, I just can't wait to dive into that again with like minds. You feel what I'm saying? Far in between, but we live in a realm of infinite possibilities. Anything is possible. And it's all within you. Everything is within you. Ashe. I came out here one day about 5 years ago, and I caught Lyme disease from a tick. They say you can't cure it. I beat it in 2 weeks. Sat up in a room, meditation, did nothing but drink water and rest. But the most important thing was I didn't believe. Don't get shot up in the age of Aquarius talking some belief shit. You know what I mean? This is the age of knowing. I knew that if I sat down and just listened, I would come up with the answer, because I know that Ashe. There's no way in a world of infinite possibilities that something can't be done. 2 weeks later, I'm at the family reunion, completely healed. I still got a little bit of residual side effects at that time, but I haven't seen any symptoms since then. And the way I did it was I talked to the cells in my body like I would talk to anybody else. I commanded them to carry out a certain set of orders while following what the inner guidance was telling me to do. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. And it's like that with anything I've ever encountered. If you take the time to sit down and just be quiet, you'll either get it through meditation or through your dream state. You might even get it from a complete stranger. And that's why I say be open to everything. I don't care if a person is on a religious tip or anything. They might say one little thing to you that'll be what you needed to hear to kickstart some shit for you. You feel what I'm saying? One little thing. And that's what they were there for. You know what I mean? So that's part of being in that unconditional vibratory rate. Unconditional, man. You ain't here to judge nobody. You ain't here to be hard on nobody, especially yourself. You're here to grow and let all that pain and shit go from the past that we've been carrying as a people in fucking last 400, 500 years, you know what I'm saying? And not perpetuating the same mistakes and not passing down the same traumas because we can't deal with it. Now we're going to pass it on to the next generation. Nah, we ain't on that tip no more. We clearing all that out. And we writing the new stories and we writing the new mythology. That's where your mind should be. You're going to keep rewriting this old, you know what I'm saying, the old tales that were written on the walls were for this time for you to wake up. Now what is next? You ain't supposed to be replaying the same goddamn story. You're supposed to be writing some new shit. What have you come up with in your own imagination and your own understanding and perspective of the world that you've been in forever, however long you've been into it? You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let none of this shit fool you. I saw that Joe Biden shit. He said, we're fighting for the soul of this country. I had to stop right there. You got to listen to things that people say to you. The soul of this country. Now, there ain't nothing in this country got soul but some goddamn black people. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. And we got idiots, just like white people and Chinese people got idiots up in there, you know, giving us bad tarnish, whatever. You got to appreciate them too, because you wouldn't be able to tell a decent person from a fucked up person if they didn't exist. Ashe. Then again, you gotta have unconditional love for everything around you, even the idiocy, the pure buffoonery that you see. You gotta laugh at this shit and not take yourself so seriously, where you think you're above some motherfucking body and you're over here judging like you that. You know what I'm saying? We are all the Christ. If you go back to the Dead Sea Scrolls, they were mistranslated purposely. So you'll worship one person thinking and waiting for that to come back, when the Christ they talked about was a whole group of people, artists, musicians, people who express, people who teach but are still students, who have that humility about them, you know what I'm saying? But the courage to go out here and say, this is what I do and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You got me? It's the message for the day. And like I said, you know, you find those places. This is not a place outside of me. This is a place inside of me. I just happen to find a place that matches that frequency. You feel what I'm saying? So I love sitting here. I love sitting on this root that's still in the ground and wearing the colors that I've been wearing. I wear a lot of red nowadays. Clearing that chakra and make sure that Kundalini bounce up and down. You feel what I'm saying? Do your homework with a discerning eye. Work through your issues and traumas that have been passed down. You'll notice it in your family, your friends, by the people around you, by the way you react and respond to these situations and people. Because on the real, nothing outside of you should be able to influence your mood, your attitude, or what the fuck you got going on. Nothing. And you want to get to that point where there's nothing outside of you that can take you out of that peaceful, blissful state that you've crafted. All that hard work. You feel me? Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go back to enjoying the sun's coming back out. So now I'll see a little bit more of the dragonflies and some frogs and shit. Yeah, they over there jumping out the water now. But learn the language. The language is love. The love is in your heart. You got to open up your heart. It's not about that gooey bullshit you be seeing on some of these bullshit ass channels and all that other shit. It's an unconditional love, you know. Even if you have to whoop a motherfucker's ass, you do it from your heart. Ashe. I'll talk to y'all. Peace.